Hello, welcome to the 2020 Election Year Candidate Workshop. The mission of the Osage Nation Election Board is to conduct accurate, secure, and accessible elections so that the people of the Osage Nation are provided an opportunity to participate in their government. Major goals of this mission include uphold the integrity of the electoral process, administer impartial elections in a manner that instills public confidence in the confidentiality, accuracy, efficiency, and fairness of the election process, and to enforce election and campaign finance laws, educate the public about the election process, and increase voter participation. The election board consists of Shannon Lockett, chairperson, Terry Hazen, vice chair, Belle Wilson, member, Anita Fields, alternate, Fred Byers, alternate. The election office consists of Alexis Rencounter, election supervisor, and Courtney Piercy, assistant election supervisor. Hart InterCivic is the election service used starting in 2016. They have been used in 3 elections. They are based out of Austin, Texas. They are currently used by the state of Oklahoma and the Cherokee Nation. The Osage Nation uses the Verity voting system. The Osage Nation is the first in the state to use Verity, which is their most advanced technology on the market. Contracting with Hart saves money since the majority of the election duties have been brought in-house. Who is qualified to vote? Any enrolled member of the Osage Nation who is 18 on or before Election Day. We do not require voter registration. As long as you possess a membership card issued by the Osage Nation Membership Department, you are considered a registered voter. A CDIB card is not the same as a membership card. The privacy program was established so that you can choose to omit your name from the public accessible list for any citizen requesting a copy of the Osage voter registry for political purposes. You will remain on the voter registry list, still be eligible to vote in any Osage Nation election, continue to receive mailouts from the election office and other departments. You will not receive campaign material from candidates, receive mailings from those citizens applying for petitions for recalls, referenda, initiative, and/or constitutional amendments. If you are already participating in the privacy program but wish to opt out, you will need to fill out the privacy program opt-out form and return it to the election office. Important note, the Osage Nation Election Board in office is not responsible for the dissemination of any information of those persons participating in the privacy program which may be attributed to previously released voter registries that predate their enrollment in the program. How to request an absentee ballot. Osage News. The election office has an insert of the form every month in the Osage News. Website. Visit our website at www.osagenation-ns.gov/what-we-do/elections. The voter information section is where you go to download the form. Election office. Call the election office toll-free at 877-560-5286 or send an email to electionoffice@osagenation-nsn.gov to request the form. We can mail, fax, or email a form to voters. The deadline to submit an absentee ballot request form is April 17th. Absentee ballot mailouts. Only members with completed absentee ballot requests will be sent ballots. Completed requests include a completed form and a legible photocopy of a government-issued photo ID. Examples include driver's license, military ID, passport, tribal ID, etc. Your signature on that form must match the signature on the receipt when returning your ballot. Mailing of the ballots will begin 35 days prior to the election day, which is April 27, 2020. Ballots will be mailed from the Osage Nation Election Office in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. If you have not received your ballot within 5 to 7 days, please contact the election office to request another ballot be sent. Early voting. Early voting is located at the election office at 608 Kahika in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. It takes place on May 29th from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. and on May 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Election Day will be conducted at the Osage Nation Wajaji Civic Center located at 1449 West Main in Pawhuska, Oklahoma, June 1st from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Electioneering. There will be no electioneering within 300 feet of the entrance to the polling place. The following is a partial list of examples of what will be considered electioneering. Any written or printed material, signs, stickers, buttons, shirts, bumper stickers, fans, etc., talking about voting for or against a particular candidate or issue, candidates and or their campaign committee members greeting voters as they approach the polling place. Only elected officials and voters going to cast their votes will be allowed to remain within 50 feet of the polling place. Surrendering your absentee ballot to vote in person. If you requested and received an absentee ballot and did not complete and mail the ballot but wish to cast your vote in person, you must first surrender your absentee ballot to the election supervisor or authorized designee on election day, or sign an affidavit stating you received an absentee ballot but did not vote it. In-person voting. You will be asked to present your government-issued photo ID by the election official. Examples include driver's license, military ID, passport, tribal ID, etc. If you cannot provide a photo ID, then you can vote as long as 2 election officials are able to identify you and sign an affidavit affirming your identity. Then your name will be found on the Osage Voter Registry, and you will sign a receipt and receive your ballot. Once you receive your ballot, you may enter the polling room to cast your vote. Talking and the use of cell phones will not be allowed. When finished, you will then scan your ballot on the VerityScan digital scanning device. Do not fold your ballot. There will be election officials guarding the ballot box at all times. Transport of ballots and media drives. At 10 a.m., the election supervisor, accompanied by an Osage Nation police officer, will go to the Pawhuska Post Office to retrieve the locked ballot box containing absentee ballots. After the post office, the election supervisor, accompanied by an Osage Nation police officer, will go to the election office to retrieve the locked ballot boxes containing early voting ballots. The locked ballot boxes will be transported to the polling place. Counting the ballots. Once the polls are closed, all ballots that have been scanned into the VerityScan devices will be tabulated using Count software and will be monitored by the election board, election supervisor, election officials, and candidate poll watchers if any were appointed. HART's 100% digital scanning delivers advantages that optical scanning can't match. Digital imaging captures a picture of the entire ballot, helping officials clarify voter intent, adjudicate stray markings, and reduce handling of original paper ballots. Votes needed. For Congress, the 6 candidates who receive the highest amount of votes will be elected. For constitutional amendments, 65% of the electors voting on the question are required to vote yes in order for the amendment to pass. Results announcement. Once the unofficial results have been tabulated, they will be announced to bystanders present in front of the Osage Nation chambers. The unofficial results will also be posted at the polling place, the election office, and on the election office website until certified. Certified results. The final results are certified by the election supervisor and election board. Certified results will be posted to replace the unofficial results that were previously posted following the election. Certified results will be posted at the polling place, the election office, and on the election office website. You can also request a copy from the election office. Request for recount. Only candidates for office may ask for a recount, and only for the office that he or she sought. A written petition and $500 must be filed to request a recount within 3 business days following the announcement of the election results. Cashier's check or money order only. Recounts are conducted by the Osage Nation Election Board. Candidates may have 2 witnesses in attendance with them during the recount. Challenges to results. Only a candidate and no other person may challenge the correctness of the announced results of an election in which that candidate ran for elected office, and then only for the office that he or she sought. All challenges must strictly comply with all applicable provisions of Chapter 6 of the Osage Nation Election Code. Grounds for challenges are found in Section 6.2 of the Election Code and include allegations of fraud and allegations of irregularities other than fraud. Campaign reporting statements. Each candidate shall file 2 campaign reporting statements. Forms were provided in your candidate packet when you filed. All donations from individuals, corporations, LLCs, or any business entity shall be reported, as well as expenditures from the beginning of the campaign, whether or not such campaign began prior to the official candidate filing period, up to the statement filing date. Campaign reporting statements shall be accompanied by a bank statement or documentation. Statements submitted by the deadline are either certified or the candidate is notified of deficiencies. Candidates have 3 business days to correct deficiencies. No fine is applied. If the deficiencies are not corrected, a fine will be issued. A $500 fine is issued to candidates failing to submit their statements by the deadline. Candidates have 3 business days to submit their statement with no deficiencies. Votes shall be considered void for candidates failing to comply. Failure to pay fines shall prohibit the candidate from filing for office for future elections until the fine is paid. Donations. Candidate or self-donations are contributions from the candidate for their own campaign. Previously used campaign materials are campaign materials from a previous campaign that are being used. Individual monetary donations are contributions from individuals. Individual in-kind donations are contributions in the form of goods or services. Estimate the amount if it's unknown. Business entity donations are contributions from businesses. Anonymous or unidentifiable monetary donations are cash donations received where the donor is unable to be identified. Expenses. All goods or services purchased for a campaign must be listed. All fines assessed prior to 4:30 p.m. the Wednesday before Election Day shall be paid by the previous stated deadline. All fines assessed after 4:30 p.m. the Wednesday before Election Day shall be paid July 1st. Unpaid fines shall be referred to the Attorney General's office immediately following the unmet deadline. Please review the list below for general election important dates. Please see below for different ways to contact us.